Welcome back to a little hardcore. I'm gonna play a little bit. We're gonna enter the world and I'm gonna go silent as a golden tune while we listen to some radio.
Hey folks, looking to give your business a little boost? Give Everlook Broadcasting Co. a shout. We got ears everywhere. And speaking of, check out these awesome products our pals are offering. Don't get crispy under the tropical sun. Lather on our Gilligamile SPF 5000 sunscreen. Also doubles as a cooking oil for those campfire fish fries. Because who does not want a multifunctional sludge?
Is your goblin-made machinery acting up again? Fear not. With the Duratar Labor Union's Goblin Safety Whistle, you can alert everyone in a 10-mile radius. Earplugs and spontaneous running advised.
it's your pal Zappo, totally hyped up for today's lore book reading. We got tales so epic, even a dragon would drop its treasure to listen. So pull up a seat and get ready to jump into amazing legends and mind-blowing mysteries of our world.
The First Greymane. From the 7 nations that were originally part of the Empire of Erethdor, Gilneas stands out as the one that had to fight the hardest for its independence. While Lordaeron was able to secure its freedom through the influence of its nobles, the people of Gilneas had to make great sacrifices to gain their liberty. Although the exact dates of these events have been lost to the sands of time, it is a source of great pride for Gilneas to know that it gained its freedom before other notable nations like Alterac or Kulturas. The people of Gilneas were among the first to break free from the yoke of Erethdorian nobility and enjoy the full benefits of self-rule. According to legend, the Greymane dynasty that ruled Gilneas was founded by Garelon, a minor noble who owned an insignificant plot of land in the southern part of the country. Over time, Garelon's influence grew and he became known as a skilled fighter, a wise judge, and an honorable opponent. His exploits became legend even in his own time. However, he grew increasingly resentful of the corrupt Erethdorian nobles who sought to exploit and oppress his homeland. Eventually, Garelon gathered other like-minded lords from Gilneas to form a rebellion against the decadent Erethdorian king, Thoradin III, and his followers. Many lords were hesitant to join the rebellion, but Garelon was able to persuade them and eventually declared himself the King of Gilneas. This was an affront that could not be tolerated by Erethdor, which sent its legions to pacify Gilneas. Numerous battles were fought on the peninsula, but despite the bravery and courage of Gilneas' men, the odds seemed stacked against them. Erethdor had a numerical advantage and was able to overwhelm the Gilnean armies. The Battle of Ravenswood was lost, and the Gilnean soldiers were scattered, seemingly without hope. But the young Gilnean king was not deterred. He rebuilt his strength and rallied the morale of his men. The final battle was fought on the hills of Stillward. Greymane assumed a defensive position on the hilltop, with cavalry hiding in the nearby forest. The Erethdorian forces were over 4 times larger and better equipped, and they rushed Garelon's positions without considering their own men. The Gilnean forces fought valiantly, killing thousands of Erethdorians, but it was not enough. The enemy flowed onto the hills and threatened to surround Greymane's army. Thankfully, the cavalry in the woods emerged from hiding to turn the tide of the battle. They galloped out of the forest, charging straight into the Erethdorian lines. Caught off guard, the Erethdorian formations were shattered. Although they attempted to retreat, the Gilneans gave them no quarter and sought revenge for their previous losses. Thousands of Erethdorians were killed, including their king, Thoradin III, who pleaded for mercy but received none. In the end, Gilneas emerged victorious, and the new young king of Erethdor soon came to sue for peace. Gilneas was granted its independence and joined Dalaran as one of the independent human nations. King Garelon proclaimed the emancipation of his Gilnean homeland, giving rise to the glorious Greymane dynasty. As the nascent kingdom of Gilneas began to thrive, it faced yet another challenge. The Magocrats of Dalaran, who saw land ripe for exploitation, attacked Gilneas without warning or declaration of war, in a clear display of their treachery. The wizards of Dalaran, believing they could easily win the war with their magical abilities, underestimated the strength of the Gilnean army. The first Battle of Ebonmere was a complete massacre of the Dalaranian soldiers, and their mages hanged on trees from the city of Gilneas to the kingdom's border as a reminder to never again encroach on Gilnean soil. Despite the victory over Dalaran, the young king of Gilneas was not able to rest for long. Various nobles of the land were not always loyal to the king, and some rebelled against his rule. However, King Garelon's power was too great, and he managed to subdue them all with the help of his favored general, Lord Ravenwood.
Hey folks, looking to give your business a little boost? Give Everlook Broadcasting Co. a shout. We got ears everywhere. And speaking of, check out these awesome products our pals are offering.
Paladins, ever felt weighed down while trying to channel the light? Try Holy Light Diet Water. 0 calories, 0 heresy, 100% righteous purity, holy light diet water. It's enlightening.
How you doing, man? Feeling a tug from the unseen realms, are ya? Step into the embrace of the lower at our voodoo emporium. Whether it be potent charms, curious hexes, or simply some guidance from the spirits, we got the mojo you're looking for. But remember, use them responsibly. The spirits be watching, and they got long memories. Oi, me bearded kin! Think your beard's lacking that melting shine? Thunder Peak beard oils is what you need. Made from the finest mountain herbs and a touch of dwarven ale, our mix ensures a beer worthy of a ballad. Try it, and maybe next time in the tavern, they'll be raising a toast to your splendid whiskers.
The Last Guardian, Aegwyn's Legacy. Read to you by Vrograg Fishslayer. The Guardian Aegwyn grew powerful over the years and used the Tirisfal energies to greatly extend her life. Foolishly believing she had defeated Sargeras for good, she continued to safeguard the world from the Demon King's minions for nearly 900 years. However, the Council of Tirisfal finally decreed that her stewardship had come to an end. The council ordered Aegwyn to return to Dalaran so that they could choose a new successor for the Guardian power. Yet Aegwyn, ever distrustful of the council, decided to choose a successor on her own. The proud Aegwyn planned to give birth to a son whom she would divest her power to. She had no intention of allowing the Order of Tirisfal to manipulate her successor as they had tried to manipulate her. Traveling to the southern nation of Azeroth, Aegwyn found the perfect man to father her son, a skilled human magician known as Neelas Aran. Aran was the court conjurer and advisor for Azeroth's king. Aegwyn seduced the magician and conceived a son by him. Neelas's natural affinity for magic would run deep within the unborn child and define the tragic steps the child would later take. The power of Tirisfal was also implanted in the child, yet it wasn't to awaken until he reached physical maturity. Time passed and Aegwyn gave birth to her son in a secluded grove, naming the boy Medivh, which means keeper of secrets in the High Elven tongue. Aegwyn believed that the boy would mature to become the next guardian. Unfortunately, the malignant spirit of Sargeras, which had been hiding inside her, had possessed the defenseless child while it was still in her womb. Aegwyn had no idea that the world's newest guardian was already possessed by its greatest nemesis. Certain that her baby was healthy and sound, Aegwyn delivered young Medivh to the court of Azeroth and left him there to be raised by his mortal father and his people. She then wandered into the wilderness and prepared to pass into whatever afterlife awaited her. Medivh grew to become a strong boy and had no idea of the potential power of his Tirisfalian birthright. Sargeras bided his time until the youth's power manifested itself. By the time Medivh had reached his teenage years, he had become very popular in Azeroth for his magical prowess and often went off on adventures with his two friends, Lane, the Prince of Azeroth, and Anduin Lothar, one of the last descendants of the Arathi bloodline. The three boys constantly caused mischief around the kingdom, but they were well liked by the general citizenry. When Medivh reached the age of 14, the cosmic power inside him awakened and clashed with the pervasive spirit of Sargeras that lurked within his soul. Medivh fell into a catatonic state which lasted for many years. When he awakened from his coma, he found that he had grown to adulthood and his friends Lane and Anduin had become the regents of Azeroth. Though he wished to use his incredible newfound powers to protect the land he called home, the dark spirit of Sargeras twisted his thoughts and emotions towards an insidious end. Sargeras reveled within the darkening heart of Medivh, for he knew that his plans for the second invasion of the world were nearing completion, and that the world's last guardian would bring them all to fruition. The Greatest Minds of Azeroth, Gnomish Inventors. Read to you by Iggy Moppet. In this month's publication of The Greatest Minds of Azeroth, we'll be taking a look at the shortest geniuses from the Eastern Kingdom. The adaptive and intelligent gnomes of Cosmodon are known for their groundbreaking creations, ranging from small, handheld devices to earthquaking, mountable robo-suits. We will take a closer look at the most renowned inventors of gnomish kind from the last century. Both well-known and obscure virtuosos will be presented today, displaying their engineering accomplishments to the world. Tinkmaster Overspark. The discombobulator ray is without a doubt Overspark's magnum opus. This nifty little machine allows for simple, albeit very risky, transformations of living beings into harmless squirrels. When unveiling and demonstrating his grand creation, the masses were astonished by the level of ease with which the ray gun could be operated with. What they were not astonished by was the fact that the test subject transformed into a vicious raptor shortly after assuming its new squirrel form. Luckily, the wild beast could be subdued and no gnome was harmed in the process. Oglethorpe Obnauticus. Mr. Obnauticus was considered a genius even among the High Council of Tinkers in Gnomergan, yet, after an unforeseen incident during a robot fighting competition, he was ostracized from the great city. While the actual course of events was never published, there are rumors saying Obnauticus was set up by a fellow inventor, misusing his harmless robot fighting blueprints to build a violent machine and putting the blame on him in the process. Following his exile, he settled in the port city of Booty Bay, from which he developed an autonomous sentry unit with the OOX series of battle chickens. Sicko Thermoplug. A highly controversial topic, but one cannot deny Thermoplug's engineering prowess, as he was directly competing with Gelbin Mechatork for the election of High Tinkerer. With the creation of the fully operational assault gear, he ushered in a new age for gnomish warfare. Sadly, it would not be used for the greater good of gnome kind, but instead for its own detriment. Following the fallout of Gnomergan, the blueprints for the assault gear had been lost in the ruins of the once great city. Other contributions of Thermoplug were his work on the Gnomergan ventilation system, his cooperation with Gelbin Mechaturk, as well as a series of surprisingly well-behaving mechanical dogs, many gnomes lovingly called Scrappy. Gelbin Mechatork. A rising star in the past centuries of gnomish inventions, Mechatork is known for his diligent and intricate engineering work he perfected over the years following the establishment of his very own Tinkerer Emporium. Co-developing many astounding gadgets with his former friend Sicko Thermoplug, Mechatork's popularity skyrocketed with each new invention he brought to life. Many of these found day-to-day applications, like the Harrow Gain 3000, saving many gnomish men from early baldness. It did not take long for the gnomes to elect him as High Tinkerer, the ruler of the gnomish people, given only to those deemed as the most intelligent and creative among the gnomes. Accepting the election with humility and gratitude, he vowed to uphold gnomish values and create more and more inventions to the betterment of not only the gnomes, but also their newfound allies of the Alliance. This is an oath he values and honors to this day. We have reached the end of this month's iteration of the Greatest Minds of Azeroth. I've been Iggy Moppet. Thank you for listening to Everlook Radio. Join us next time as we take a look at the Tauren tribes of Kalimdor and the cultural difference they developed over the many years of their nomadic lifestyle.
When